BTN football today presented by U.S. Cellular. We are in Madison, Wisconsin on a chilly Saturday afternoon as the Wisconsin Badgers get set to take on the Northwestern Wildcats. A lot at stake in this game. Even though Iowa has clinched the West Division in the Big Ten, Wisconsin and Northwestern both jockeying for position to get themselves in a good spot for a New Year's Day Bowl, something that means an awful lot to both of these teams. And welcome to another College Football Saturday alongside Matt Millen. I'm Kevin Kugler. If Northwestern is to get that 9th win and put themselves in that spot, Justin Jackson in the run game likely will play a big role.
Yeah, that run game is a big deal. And just a sophomore, Justin Jackson has proved when he's on, they win. And the 8 games that he's run really well, they got the win. When they haven't, they've struggled. And that's also that offensive line because they've kind of been bullied. We'll see if they can do that. When they get in the red zone, they're going to have to score because this Wisconsin defense has just been downright stingy. And the guys who lead that stingy defense, Joe Schobert, Vince Spiegel, both outstanding players having great seasons. And both of them, when they're on, they're tough to beat. And so if Northwestern's going to do anything, those two are going to have to be handled.
Well, those two are tough to handle. And let's check in with a third member of our crew, Lisa Byington. Lisa?
Well, Kevin, I spoke to Wisconsin running back Corey Clement in the pregame, and he confirmed to me that he will give it a go here today. So we will see him in his 3rd game here this year. Of course, he's still battling through some things after the sports hernia surgery that he had a few weeks ago. I asked him, what do you have to feel that is different? He just looked at me and he said, mental toughness. I said, what about mental toughness? And he says, I have to keep learning how to keep pushing.
Well, that's certainly a big part of it, and he's going to have the chance to find out right away just how tough he can be today because Northwestern won the toss. They elected to defer, and so receiving the football will be the Wisconsin Badgers, who will start off with the ball first. Latrell Jamerson back deep, and we're underway in Madison. Jamerson will take a knee. And the touchback will bring it out to the 25-yard line. And this Wisconsin squad with Joel Stabby making his final home start as a senior on senior day here in Madison. And he has a chance in his final home start to go even with Brooks Bollinger for the most wins as a starting quarterback in Wisconsin history.
So he's had some ups and downs here, but the bottom line is where he's been very consistent has been in the won and lost column.
Dare Ogunbowale starts at running back. Stabby to throw on first down, and he slips. And while the field is certainly not a problem from snow on it, it is cold, and it may still be a little slippery because it was covered with snow until about 5 hours ago.
Well, you know, I just watched all the warm-ups and everything. That's the first guy I saw slip the whole time. That was right there. And he just doesn't get his feet under him all the way. And you can see he never flattened out his foot. He just got to the side of it and sets up 2nd and 17.
On senior day, you won't allow him to say it was the field. You can't give him that one
I'll
thing.
give it to him later on.
2nd down and 17. Stabby. Quick toss to Fumagalli, and Fumagalli nudged towards the sideline by Terrence Brown, who starts today for the injured Travion Henry. Brown making his first start. Henry with an upper body injury is out today. That's a big loss in that secondary.
It really is. Travion Henry's had an outstanding year, and so if you're Wisconsin, you're gonna find who's his replacement very fast.
They just found Terrence Brown. 3rd down and 12. At the 23, opening possession of the ball game.
Yeah, keep your eyes right here. That's the guy they like. Alex Erickson's been the guy to move the chains.
Stabby with pressure coming. He's in trouble and he's sacked. Dropped back at the 16-yard line. Deontay Gibson with his 7th sack of the year.
And that happened quick. It's not like he was, you know, he took a 5-step drop. And so you're going to see Gibson, number 13. He's right down here. He takes the drop. He's waiting for the pattern to develop because it's a longer yardage. But Gibson just comes around in that loop. It's not even close. Sets up the punt.
Drew Meyer to punt it away. Miles Schuler back deep for Northwestern. Short punt. And It's going to die right near the 45-yard line. Northwestern is going to start with excellent field position for their first possession, as after the 30-yard punt, Clayton Thorson will make his way out. Thorson's a guy who can get it done with his feet. 4 games this year with 40 yards rushing or more. Only J.T. Barrett has more from the quarterback spot in the Big Ten.
So if you're this Wisconsin defense, how you play him is you want his arm to beat you, but in passing situations, in obvious passing situations, you've got to be able to keep eyes on Thorson because he can beat you with his feet.
First down with Jackson motioning into the backfield. Justin Jackson on the sweep, found a little crease, and Jackson down to the 42-yard line. Let's check out today's Auto Owners Insurance impact players, man.
Well, if you start talking about Northwestern, the guy who impacts it immediately is Justin Jackson. And, of course, it's that offensive line as well. They have to be physical. And Schobert and Edwards, both those guys have been extremely active, and they'll have their hands in a lot of plays here today.
Quick snap and the quick toss to Dan Vitale, and Vitale not able to turn the corner because of one of those impact players, Joe Schobert.
There's a shock. Joe Schobert's one of those guys who's always around the football. He's got very good discipline. The next level, he'll be a guy who's one of those just reliable guys, the same way he was and is right here in Wisconsin.
Last time out, he also led the team in rushing at 57 yards on a fake punt. 3rd down and 8. At the Wisconsin 44. Pressure. Thorson in trouble. He's got to throw it away. Coming into the backfield, Alec James was there. Also, T.J. Watt got into that backfield, but James the first man to create problems for Thorson.
It's an overload blitz, and it's Dave Aranda. That's an outstanding job of scheming that blitz. They came from the top right side. They had Vince Beagle on the nose, and they had Beagle come around to be able to handle the outside opposite where the numbers of people came. That's really well done.
Hunter Nicewander to punt. Alex Erickson back for Wisconsin. Erickson calling for the fair catch, and he'll make it just near the 10-yard line. And Wisconsin with his second offensive possession deep in their own end. And let's look at their Auto Owners Insurance impact players when they've got the ball.
Well, you just saw Alec Erickson. Now, he's an impact, whether it's in special teams, whether it's in the offense or running the ball. He's always there. Dean Lowry's a guy who's extremely underrated. He's an outstanding football player. And Walker has been the young, just a sophomore, but he's been exceptionally active the last few weeks.
You mentioned Dean Lowry. We asked Fitz about him, and you said, how come nobody's talking about him? He said, nobody's talking about him because he doesn't talk. He's just a worker bee.
He's a good player.
Ogunbowale has cut back, but he could not get past the line of scrimmage, and he couldn't get past Matthew Harris, who was there to make the stop in the backfield.
One of the matchups that I'm going to be interested in watching today is Lowry against Bo Benshaw, just a freshman offensive lineman. Benshaw's been coming on pretty good, but Lowry, it's right up here. These two guys on the top side, that's a nice matchup.
2nd and 10. Ogunbowale again in trouble in the backfield, and he's able to get a little positive yardage. A yard maybe to the 11 as Tyler Lancaster's there to make the stop. The head coach of the Wisconsin Badgers, Paul Chryst, back home in his first year as the head man at Wisconsin. Badgers have won 9 in their last 11 games in conference at home, hoping to close out the home schedule for 2015 with a win. 3 straight wins for Wisconsin against top 25 teams here at Camp Randall as well. Third and 9.
Free shot.
Flag down. Stabby to the air. It is juggled and incomplete. He was looking for Erickson. Matthew Harris on the coverage, but as you mentioned, that flag down at the line of scrimmage. Like Deontay Gibson may have tried to get an early start.
Offside. Yeah, it looked like it was, it was Gibson, number 13.
Poor Max Chapman inside saying, wait a minute, what did I do? 3rd down 4 at the 16-yard line after the penalty. Two terrific defenses head-to-head here today. Stabby with pressure again. The pass is deflected, and it is intercepted. Picked off at the 20-yard line on the deflection. It was Nick Van Hoos with his 3rd interception of the year.
And it looked like Stabby may have hit his hand or something in there. I got to tell you, there's some great pressure on the inside. And one of the guys is that gets to it right away is Lowry crushes the pocket. And then you can see off the edge, Adenabo does a nice job of getting pressure from the backside. Lowry on the inside. And there's the pick.
Van Hoos comes up with a loose ball. So in the red zone, something that doesn't happen very often. Only the 18th opponent strive to be in the red zone against this Badger defense all year long. They've allowed just 6 red zone touchdowns. And on first down, Justin Jackson with a nice little run. Down near the 12-yard line, a pickup of 8.
When you watch this offense right here,
as we look at our iRobot keys to the game.
Yeah, the one thing that this offensive line can't get bullied today. They have struggled when teams have been very physical with them. And so they've got to be extremely physical up front against this Wisconsin defense.
On 2nd down and 3. Jackson again, and Jackson with a first down. Joe Schobert on the tackle.
You know, Justin Jackson, we saw him earlier in the season, and the difference between him now and when we had him against Michigan is like night and day. It's like a light bulb went off for him. And what's happened is he is extremely decisive now. He sees things, he sets his foot, and he gets right to the hole right away. And he has does a nice job of accelerating.
Vitale in motion on 1st and goal at the 8-yard line. There's Jackson again. Cuts upfield. Jackson towards the goal line. He's in for the touchdown.
That was a perfect example of the acceleration I was talking about. Designed to go to the left side. He sees the crease on the right, and he just hits another gear.
He had his first touchdown since September 12th. Last week against Purdue. Now back-to-back weeks with back-to-back scores for Justin Jackson. And the turnover is cashed in for the touchdown. Jack Mitchell on for the extra point. And it's a 7-0 lead for Northwestern thanks to the play of Justin Jackson. Decision-making is strong right now for Jackson. He saw the hole. He hit the hole. He dives for 6. And Northwestern with an early road lead.
BTN is presented by U.S. Cellular. With U.S. Cellular, now the middle of nowhere is the middle of anywhere. U.S. Cellular.
It was a beautiful scene in Madison, Wisconsin as we made our way to Camp Randall Stadium this morning. 7-0 Northwestern with the lead after the interception thrown on a deflection by Joel Stabby turns into a touchdown from Justin Jackson. And Northwestern able to cash in on the turnover and put 7 on the board. Our U.S. Cellular scoring drive shortened to the point. A 3-play drive that encompassed 19 yards.
They took care of that red zone thing fast, didn't they?
Pat Fitzgerald is going to be more than happy to start all drives in the red zone if Wisconsin will allow that to happen today. Kickoff will go through the end zone. And the touchback. Let's go back to the touchdown.
Yeah, so this is a nice design. See, they're going to start. It's a counter. So they're going to start their lineman going this way, and they're going to bring Justin Jackson. Here's the key. He's going to come back, and that's what they want him to follow. But watch the eyes. Vitale goes here, and he's going to come back inside because he sees it open right here. Hence, 72 does a really nice job with his block, and that's the acceleration we talked. Designed to go to the left. They got people flowing. He saw the crease and hit it.
And now Corey Clement on the field for the first time today for Wisconsin. From the 25. Stabby to throw on first down over the middle. Catch is made by Tanner McAvoy, and McAvoy with a first down out near the 37-yard line. 12-yard pickup.
McAvoy's really interesting because, you know, he's a defensive player, he's a safety, and he's a good safety. But when they bring him over to the offensive side of the ball, he's really the only guy who gives them real speed. He's got some speed to be able to stretch the field a little bit. And when they have both he and Erickson on the field, that's a nice combination.
On first down, Clement the carry. In some trouble. Breaks a Walker tackle and is down to the 39-yard line. A 2-yard pickup on the play. Let's take a look at today's iRobot keys to the game for Wisconsin.
Well, we mentioned it on the flip side. You know, this offensive line, they've just got to be very physical up front. It's gonna fall on their shoulders. And, you know, they've had some guys who've been banged around and they've moved them around. But the bottom line is they've got to get physical in order to take it to that defensive front of Northwestern.
Second and 8. Stabby throws it short and incomplete, looking for Austin Traylor, who the Badgers are happy to have back on the field. He missed the last 5 games with a broken arm. Traylor back out there to add some depth to that tight end position.
And he was wide open. That's just a poor throw by Stabby. His feet were set nice. He just missed him. It sets up this 3rd and long. This is a situation that Wisconsin did not want to be in. They wanted to be in situations of 3rd and 5 or shorter. Now they're in the long down situation.
McAvoy, the receiver, to the top of the screen on 3rd down. That's where Stabby is looking for McAvoy. Jump ball, and he makes a leaping grab inside the Northwestern 40 at the 38.
As poor a throw as that other throw, this is a great throw. Watch McAvoy. See, he gets on top. He gets on top. You're supposed to throw it over the top. But he sees the defender hanging on the backside. He puts it up high enough that McAvoy can go get it. That's a really nice throw.
Watt and Ogunbowale in the eye. Ogunbowale with a carry. Nice little spin, but nothing there on the backside either. Well pursued by the Northwestern defense. Nowhere to run. Anthony Walker finished him off.
Just as a brief look, okay? First impressions, what's happening right now is they're saying, all right, Joel Stabby, you're going to beat us. Because we are not going to let this offensive line get going on us. We're going to be physical up front. So they're saying, we're not going to let the run get us. You're going to have to beat us with the arm.
Good decision on their part?
Yeah, it is. You make him do it and make him prove it. And make him prove it over time. He may have some successes, but make him do it over time.
On 2nd and 11, Stabby finds Ogunbowale, but he can't hold on to it at the 32-yard line. And it'll bring up another 3rd and long for the Badgers and the former Northwestern linebacker and now head coach Pat Fitzgerald. Well, what a season Northwestern has had. 8-2 record, 4-2 against top 25 teams in November road games as head coach. And you know, Coach Fitzgerald loves a game like this. 2 great defenses working head-to-head. And now a 3rd and 11. 7th play of the drive for Wisconsin. Stabby finds McAvoy, dropped the football. It's a loose ball. That is a live loose ball, and it's Lowry who scoops it up. Lowry steps out of bounds, but it's Northwestern football at the 43-yard line. Harris punched it, Lowry scooped it, and Northwestern gets its 2nd turnover of the 1st quarter.
43-yard line, first on Northwestern.
Lowry makes the catch. It's a clean catch. He has control. He makes a field move up the field. That's a fumble. Yeah, that's a fumble. He had that thing tucked away, turned upfield.
And then Lowry scooped it. So another possession for Northwestern starting in Wisconsin territory. It's Warren Long with the carry. Well, he had that one way up, and he fumbles it as he hits the ground.
That
he is down at the 41. But he had that ball way up near his shoulder pad as he started to carry it.
Yeah, but he was down before that ball came out. Yeah, knees down, elbows down, forearms down, down by contact. Good call.
So now 2nd and 8 after the 2-yard run by Long. Complete down the sideline, room to run, and finally knocked out of bounds. Garrett Dickerson gets all the way down to the Wisconsin 21-yard line.
Yeah, what they do a really nice job of is clearing an area for Dickerson to be able to get into. And this is the area that they're going to get to. So they're going to come down here and bring him across, and it's wide open. Nicely done of running off that zone. Dickerson picks up big yardage.
From the 21 on 1st down, here's Long again. Got a block, good cutback. Long down inside the 15. Chikwe Obasi able to catch up with Warren Long, but so far so good for this Northwestern offense, man.
Yeah, it's specifically that offensive line. Remember we said they couldn't be bullied? They're not. They brought their big boy pads and attitude today. They're doing a nice job up front.
2nd and 3, Long again. And Long's got another 1st down. It'll be 1st and goal for Northwestern at the Badger 10-yard line.
And so then they go with the pace, and you don't have time to get your shorts straight. And sometimes that just, you kind of get on your heels, and before you figure it out, they're in the end zone.
1st and goal at the 10. Remember what Dave Aranda told us yesterday, Matt? Senior day was a concern to him. He said, we've started slow the last 2 senior days.
Yep.
Here we are again on senior day, and a slow start for Wisconsin at home. Solomon Vault the carry on 1st and goal, and he's down to the 8-yard line. Different things go on senior day before the game. Players get introduced, they get flowers, they get hugs.
They get emotional, they start getting their minds off of what they're supposed to do, and before you know it, you got a coach putting a foot up your rear end because you're not doing what you're supposed to do.
2nd trip into the red zone today. Only 17 have been allowed all season. 2nd and goal from the 8. Looking for running room is Vault. Vault's not going to get there. Caputo coming up on run support. Throws him for a loss back at the 11.
Outstanding job by Caputo. There's a lane. You have to run the lane. And when you see it, you've got to be decisive, and Caputo did just that. It opened in front of him exceptionally well. He saw it, and he made it with a great angle coming down. And, of course, it sets up this 3rd down.
3rd and goal from the 11-yard line. 5 wide receivers because Jackson's gone into the slot. Now he'll motion back into the backfield.
Got to keep your eyes also on the quarterback. You have to account for his feet here.
Here's Thorson on the keep, trying to get around Schobert. He won't do it.
That's what we're talking about. He's got good wheels. So does Joe Schobert. You know, Joe Schobert, they just had the Wisconsin high school playoffs here, state playoffs. Yeah, it was not a horse collar, just in case you're thinking at home. It's just a little lower, and he's down on the legs as well. Schobert, just a few years ago, ran for 258 yards in the state championship game. He's got some wheels. He showed them there.
Jack Mitchell on for the field goal try. This one from 27. Snap and holds good, and a kick is no good. Northwestern comes up empty. Penetrating into the red zone, nothing to show for it as Mitchell misses his 7th field goal of the year. Got a good snap and just missed it wide to the right. Paul Chryst, the head coach of Wisconsin, says we'll take it. Still 7-0. That started at 1 a.m. It was a constant effort to keep the snow from accumulating too much on the field last night at Camp Randall. Look at that. And today you'd never know it snowed unless you're in the stands where there's still plenty of snow.
Well, take a look at the field right now. I mean, it is impeccable. They've done an outstanding job here. They know how to handle the snow in Wisconsin, that's for sure.
Tywan Deal now in at running back for the Badgers. Play action. Stavi on the roll, finds Erickson up the sideline. Nice little move, and Erickson gets the 1st down. Nick Van Hoos finally able to bring him down, but Alex Erickson gets 12. Don't forget, next weekend is rivalry weekend. Purdue and Indiana, the old Oak and Bucket on the line. Maryland and Rutgers will be seen by some of you as well. Then we'll close out the day and the regular season on BTN at 3:30. Paul Bunyan's axe between the Gophers and these Badgers. Coverage starts noon Eastern next Saturday. BTN and BTN to go. Minnesota and Indiana both will be playing for a bowl bid as well next week. So a lot on the line on BTN is on first down, a gain of maybe a yard. Not much running room up the middle. Terrence Brown there on run support.
Brought on number 95, Jordan Thompson.
Second and 9 at the 33. Deal again. Deal fighting for that yardage. Flopping down near the 37-yard line, and now third and medium for Wisconsin. Much more comfortable third down than what we've seen with the third and 10s and third and 11s for the Badgers.
Yeah, and so this is what they're comfortable with. They're comfortable now. The short passing games is a big deal for them. And that's where Erickson, 86, comes into play. Now Caputo's also in, and then Fumagalli also is a guy who we can take advantage of at the tight end spot.
On 3rd and 5, Stavi looking for Erickson, and it's dislodged. The big hit for Migwabuke to knock it out of the arms of Alex Erickson.
That's great defense. That is great defense. And so they're very aware of where Erickson is all the time also. And so they go with that little Z motion on the inside, and then he's going to come back. Watch Iguyuki on the top side. So he was hanging on the inside. They took the outside with Harris. That's good defense. Good anticipation. Good all the way around.
Now he grazed the helmet of Erickson.
I was measuring the intent, and it wasn't there.
Fair catch by Miles Schuler at the 24-yard line. We'll continue to measure intent. We'll step aside for a quick timeout on BTN. Walking in a winter wonderland here in Madison, Wisconsin. Just a real nice little snow last night that gave us our first taste of winter. Northwestern with a 7-0 lead. And the Wildcats with a 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line. Worst starting position for the Wildcats today. They've started every other possession in Wisconsin territory. Jackson had a hole and almost got to it. Jack Sitchie hanging on through the spin, but if he breaks that spin, he's still running.
Yeah, his vision's pretty good. His eyes are much better now than when we saw him the last time. He knows exactly what he's keying, and that's that backside backer. If that guy flows too much, he's taking back door. It almost went there.
On 2nd and 6, play action. Thorson, low throw, plucked off the turf by Christian Jones, short of the first down. And we have reached the end of the first quarter. Through one, Northwestern by a touchdown. Quarter in snowy Madison. If you're watching the student section as we have been, you'll see it. There are the snowballs flying around the student section.
Mostly pop guns. Every now and then you see a howitzer come flying through.
3rd and 2. Thorson to the air. Complete. First down. Garrett Dickerson to the 36-yard line, and Northwestern moves the chains.
Northwestern Center offensively is doing a nice job of getting to 3rd and manageable, and that's because they're winning on first down. That's been the biggest thing.
Seven 7-0 lead for the Wildcats and a first down at their 36. Thorson, good protection, looking for Dickerson again. Came up empty. Watt was on the coverage, and it's second down.
Watt is an interesting guy. Has a lot of versatility, much like Vince Beagle. That type of player. Same kind of body type. Has a great motor, much like his two brothers. And I think what's in store for him in the future is nothing but good things. He's got some tools that are going to allow him to play very well here.
2nd and 10 at the 36. Here's Justin Jackson. Little stutter step, and Jackson gets a couple to the 38, and it'll bring up 3rd down. So now 3rd and 8. And again, like you said about Wisconsin earlier, 3rd and 8's probably not the comfortable range for Northwestern.
Not where they like to be. Not like, it's not as manageable as you like. So they're going to spread it out. And keep in mind, in this particular situation, you're spreading the field out. Quarterback's feet come into play here. Nobody in the middle of the field. It looks like they got man coverage here.
4th and 4 for 6 for 26 yards. He's in trouble. There's those feet coming into play. Throwing on the run, and the pass incomplete. Running for his life, looking for Christian Jones, but he couldn't get it to him, and it's 4th down.
That's a nice job by Dave Aranda, the defensive coordinator for Wisconsin, schematically. And so he shows you one thing, drops out of it. And so, sometimes you come free if you're Schobert, and that might be just a small hold. but no flags, no foul.
No flags, no hold. As Alex Erickson awaits the punt. And movement early for Northwestern. The shifting of Wisconsin. And a little bit of an early flinch from the Wildcats.
False start. Offense, number 13. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
It's Warren Long who got the early start.
I mean, looked good doing it. It just, he shouldn't have.
That's what matters. Nice wander. Low punt. Erickson at the 35. No fair catch for Alex Erickson. And the senior struggles out to the 38-yard line, where the Badgers are going to start on 1st down, trailing 7-0. 13:29 remaining, 1st half. What's a little hypothermia between friends on a chilly day? Everybody enjoying the final home game of the year in Madison, although Northwestern enjoying it a little bit more right now with a 7-0 lead. Corey Clement back on the field as the Badgers start 1st down and 10 at their own 38-yard line. And Clement on the toss. Good patience. Clement pounding forward, and he's close to the 1st down. A 9-yard run for Corey Clement. Igwebuike finishes him off.
They need a healthy Corey Clement. This is just good patience, good vision, letting things develop in front of him. He has that naturally. What he doesn't quite have back yet is still that burst. But he's a powerful guy, and when he has the ball in his hands, it's a different offense.
Trailers in motion. 2nd and 1. Clement again. Hesitation, trying to get to the edge, and Walker is right there. That's close to the 1st down. Not sure he got there as we check in downstairs with Lisa Moore on Corey Clement.
Yeah, I was able to talk to his running backs coach, John Settle, and I asked him what does he need to see from him, and Coach Settle said, hey, I need to see him not being able to drag his right leg. That's the leg that he's been battling with after that sports hernia surgery. You see Clement leading the game right now, but they're kind of monitoring on how he handles himself with long runs and contact runs. They felt like he did a good kind of walkthrough on Friday, but they're monitoring him very closely as they have all season long.
Well, and Lisa, it's been an interesting season in the regards for Corey Clement, because every week, we've been around Wisconsin a lot this year, they don't know really until game time as Deal gets the carry on 1st down to the 49. They don't know until game day really whether or not he's going to be able to play. Wednesday night, it's an all-new episode of BTN's award-winning original series. The Journey is back on Wednesday, 10 Eastern on BTN. To some good stories in the Journey this week. Jabril Peppers, a focus.
What a season he's having, huh? Just a sophomore. He's got it.
down to 9. Stabby under pressure again. He's in trouble, and Stabby is sacked. It was just a 4-man rush, but when one of those 4 men is Dean Lowry, it probably feels like more.
Yeah, Dean Lowry, there's Hankwitz, their defensive coordinator, and he appreciates everything that Dean Lowry does. Lowry's one of those guys who does not get, yeah, you can see him right here, I believe. Yeah, there he is, right over here. So Lowry is one of those guys, he's just a, are there faster guys? Yeah. Are there stronger guys? Yeah. Are there quicker guys? Yeah. But his package is outstanding. He has all those skills at a high level, plus he's got a great motor.
On 3rd and 20, the ball pops out of the hands of Joel Stabby. That's a fumble, and all the way back to the 25-yard line.
It's also another sack for Lowry.
My, oh my.
Yeah, this is one of those things where he just doesn't have a good grip on it. I don't know how big his hand is, but generally guys with the bigger hands control the ball a little bit better. That one just slipped out.
Short punt. Good roll, though, for Wisconsin. It'll trickle inside the 30 and roll all the way down to the 25-yard line. So a wobbly punt, but it got a good roll. And the Wisconsin Badgers back on defense, trailing 7-0. Developing on the sidelines, Joel Stabby grimacing a little bit as he came off, favoring something on the right side. Mark Houston has started to warm up on the Wisconsin sideline. For now, it's the defense of the Badgers that's on the field as the run 5 yards to the 30-yard line. And for the first time today, we check in Chicago. Mike Hall's got Alexa's studio update.
And Kev, for the first time, we got a score in Columbus. It's Zeke Elliott putting the Buckeyes up 7-0. But the story of the day is no Connor Cook. He does not start the game, still injured from last weekend.
Boy, what a tough task for Tyler O'Connor to go against that Buckeye defense. Not an easy thing. 2nd and 5 at the 30-yard line. Not much running room for Justin Jackson, although he finds a yard where it looked like there was none. And now it's 3rd and 4. Vince Beagle, first guy there.
And so, you know, what we haven't seen from this Northwestern offense is when they like to pull their guards and get on the edge. And so Dave Aranda, aware of that, has gone to a different look defensively. He's going to have all of that look right now in this 3rd and 5. Double stack formations on the outside of these receivers.
On 3rd down, great start on the other side, but a pass is complete to Schuler for the first down. Beagle got a huge jump and almost got to Thorson, but he unloaded it just in time.
Yeah, that was Vince Beagle. He had a great jump, and then he just, you're right. But Thorson, to his credit, he stayed in there, and you can feel it. You know, the quarterbacks, they get that sixth sense. They got that ball out quickly.
On 1st down, Jackson, a nice little cut to get extra yardage to the 41-yard line. TJ Edwards will get credit for the tackle. Jackson got a good 3 yards after the initial contact. Jackson also lost his shoe, so Warren Long will jog onto the field.
Shoeless Jackson?
It sounds familiar. Yeah. From Chicago.
Interesting.
Trying to get to the edge. Flag is down as Long dives for a 1st down to the 49, but this one looks like it's coming back.
Holding. Offense. Number 72. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Blake Hance, the freshman left tackle. Coach Fitzgerald's had some injuries in that offensive line. They've had to retool, readjust. But they're getting some great experience this year for a line that will return an awful lot of folks who've had playing and starting experience next year. They've really done a nice job with both of these schools this year. Cobbling things together, putting guys in right places.
Oh, yeah. Good coaching jobs on both these sidelines.
Second and 16, Thorson going to run. This is a designed run for Thorson, and Wisconsin up to the challenge, stopping him at the 36-yard line.
And he talked about how good these coaching staffs have done with their teams, but it's been a good year now for the Big Ten.
Also,
yeah, if you start looking around the conference and seeing all the different teams that are ranked, I think this is a banner year for them.
2 of the 6 teams in the Big Ten represented in those college football playoff rankings. 2 of those 6 teams right here. 3rd down and 11. Thorson under some heat. The ball batted down and incomplete. Watt swatted it down. That pressure on the outside creating all kinds of problems for Clayton Thorson.
And even if that ball is delivered, it was well defended. It was going to be a screen back underneath. And Wisconsin, with Vince Beagle, had it done really well. Schobert with the pressure and Watt with the swat.
And now the punt for Nicewander. Good punt, driving Erickson all the way back inside his 20 at the 17-yard line, and he'll go nowhere. Excellent punt coverage by Northwestern. Wisconsin will start inside their own 20 after the 47-yard punt.
BTN is presented by U.S. Cellular. With U.S. Cellular, now the middle of nowhere is the middle of anywhere. U.S. Cellular.
Joel Stave on his senior day walkout today. It's a complicated legacy that Joel Stave leaves behind as he comes back onto the field. He will likely leave as the all-time winningest quarterback in terms of number of wins in Wisconsin history, but as written about in an ESPN.com article this week and certainly witnessed by a lot of folks around Wisconsin, it's not exactly been a warm embrace that the fans have given Stave over the years. To the air on 1st down, to the sidelines, and a leaping grab for Alex Erickson. He's got the 1st down.
Yeah, nice. You know, you look at that at home and you go, well, that's kind of a floater, but it had a nice touch on that outside. He led Erickson perfectly. Bottom line, you get the 1st down. Erickson's going to have to get. They're going to have to get him more involved here. Going to have to get him and Fumagalli on the inside. You get Fumagalli on top of these linebackers, and that opens things up on the outside.
Corey Clement in at running back. Stave with time, slings it over the middle, short gain on the play to the 33-yard line. It's Alex Erickson again, and coincidentally today's United States Marine Corps leader of the game is Alex Erickson. He's been an active participant in many of the local Madison community charities. 27 events he's volunteered in as part of the Badgers Give Back program, and on target for his 2nd straight academic All-Big Ten pick.
Some guys just get it. You know, they do the work and they reap the benefits, and he's one of them.
One of many former walk-ons who've gone on to big things here. Clement, nice little hesitation, and then the burst through the hole to the 43-yard line for the 1st down, 10-yard gain.
Well, I want to show the people at home sitting there what you talk about, nice little hesitation. That's called runner's patience. Let things develop in front of you. And the great ones do it while still going seemingly full speed, but things develop in front of them and then they hit it. Clement's got that. He's got that ability to be able to accelerate after it develops.
Clement again, trouble in the backfield that time, and Corey Clement nowhere to go. Laying on the ground was Deontay Gibson in the backfield. He just reached up and karate chopped the legs out from under Clement.
Yeah, so the best way, when you start running counters and stuff like that, get penetration. If you get penetration up the field, it kills everything.
Clement will leave. They're shuttling him in with Ogunbowale and with Taiwan Deal. We've not seen Alec Ingold. At the 42 on 2nd and 11. Pressure coming again, and it's Gibson once more.
Oh, he had a great jump off that right defensive side. It wasn't even close. He got to the edge so fast. He had that thing. You could see it coming. Yeah, you're gonna watch him up top. Watch the jump he gets. He's up top, right up here. Watch how, look at, Merritt's is trying to, he had no shot. The key for an offensive tackle is to be as square as possible. Merritt's got his shoulder turned. Gibson mauled him.
4 first-half sacks for Northwestern. 2 for Lowry and 2 for Gibson. 3rd and 18. Stavi throws it short. Ogumbawale trying to find running room. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage and 1 yard beyond. But there's Deontay Gibson again. If he's not rushing the passer, he's making plays in the open field, and it's 4th down. The punt team will come on.
That big series by Gibson. He's having a good game here. He's showed up a bunch today.
Is going to be downed and into the end zone for the touchback. Very close to getting that one down inside the 5, but it bounces around and eventually in for the touchback. Well, we were talking earlier, Matt, about this conference this year. 6 teams in the college football playoff rankings in the top 25, including the 2 that we have here today. Very impressive year for the Big Ten.
Well, it's really impressive when you give a little context and you go back a year and say, the Big Ten, it's dead. They've got nothing. Of course, then they go on and have a team win the national championship. And now this year, they're right in the middle of the thick of things as well. I think they've had a great season.
Jackson able to break free. Justin Jackson down the sidelines and chased out by Tanner McAvoy in Wisconsin territory at the 48.
Jackson's got some wheels, but McAvoy did a great job of using that angle. It's all about angles when you're a safety. He takes the proper course on the top side and gives himself a chance, because if he doesn't get it, I believe Jackson scores.
On 1st down again, it's Jackson. And Jackson inside the 45 to the 44. Those 6 teams that we've talked about ranked in the top 25. Ohio State and Michigan State playing right now. Iowa winning earlier today. They lock up the West. They've got 1 more game to go at Nebraska on Friday. Michigan winning earlier today. And, of course, Northwestern and Wisconsin playing right here. 2nd and 6, Jackson again. And Jackson gets a couple down near the 43. You know, it's interesting when you look at those rankings, Matt. This game could actually do a little damage to Iowa's hopes, because the loser of this game might drop out of the top 25, and there goes one of Iowa's top 25 wins.
Yeah, but Iowa's positioned very well today. They had a nice win again today going into their Friday game against Nebraska, which should be a very good game. I think they've kind of defined themselves.
3rd down and 5 at the 43 of Wisconsin. 5 on the play clock. 1 to snap it. Just gets it off. Thorson in trouble. Gonna run. Looking for the 1st down, and he got it. Thorson gets banged out of bounds, and here come the flags. Jack Sitchie hits him late. At 15 to the end of the Thorson run.
It looked like they had a spy on Thorson, and then it pulled off. But here's the late hit. He's clearly going out of bounds and is out of bounds. And Sitchie's got, you don't even take that chance. That's not even close.
To the play. Personal foul. Defense, number 48. 15-yard penalty. Automatic. 1st down.
So a 15-yard penalty, and Northwestern on the move just outside the Wisconsin red zone once more. Coming up at halftime, Dave and the gang will get you caught up. It's a busy Big Ten Saturday. They've got all the action for you. The Buffalo Wild Wings halftime report is straight ahead. One minute until halftime, and Northwestern looking to add to a 7-0 lead. Thorson off play action, a little bit too tall, down around the 5-yard line. Now, one thing to remember, Matt, Northwestern is moving into an end zone that has more snow in it. Why is there more snow in this end zone? Because the students are there throwing snowballs into that end zone.
Yeah, I know they don't want to clear these seats, but the student section should always be cleared. At least that's what our producer thinks. Of the snow, I should say. Not of the students, of the snow.
False start. Offense. Number 76. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
I believe our producer is much like Fight Club. The first rule of our producer is never mention our producer.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so defensively right now, for Wisconsin, they have been sitting in a zone the whole time. They have not matched up man much at all. In fact, they're giving a zone look again. There are holes in every zone.
Jackson trying to find something. Little stutter step and good pursuit again by Wisconsin down at the 24. It was T.J. Edwards who was there to finish him off. We saw him have a big game a few weeks ago.
Yeah, and he's gotten better, steadily better as the season's gone on.
Time winding down, 35 seconds to go. Wildcats have all 3 timeouts.
That I don't understand. Use them.
It is 3rd down and 12. The clock continuing to run. Now 24 seconds and counting left in this first half. They've lost a lot.
You're handicapping yourself on the backside if you get this first.
They're playing for the field goal here.
Yeah, they are.
And that's down in the arms of Alec James at the 17-yard line. There's an injured Wildcat down on the field. It's Eric Olson, the right tackle, who did not get up at the end of that play. 1 second remains in this first half. So the field goal kicker who missed earlier, Jack Mitchell, remember, missed one from this same general area on the opposite side of the field. He's going to come on and try to give Northwestern a 10-0 halftime lead.
Well, regardless of what happens with the kick, one thing has been clear. Northwestern has clearly outplayed Wisconsin here in this first half. And one of the things we said at the start of the game was they couldn't be bullied. That offensive line needed to come up and be physical. And they have done that here in this first half, and they've done it very, very well. And Justin Jackson, he's everything he was supposed to be. He's had himself a nice first half here. So for Northwestern right now, they're doing exactly what they needed to do.
So Northwestern used the timeout to avoid any runoff at the end of the half. They take the timeout, they put time back on the clock, and remember, Northwestern gets the second half kickoff. So this is a big field goal attempt who missed from 27. Jack Mitchell coming on now from 35 to try to give the Wildcats a 10-0 lead at the break.
Right down the middle.
You couldn't have a better place for it. Snowballs flying as the kick goes on the way, and it curves right back through. That looked like it was headed wide left, and then it took a nice right turn for Jack Mitchell, and a 10-0 Northwestern lead. Hit it right for the upright, and then zoop, right back inside.
How did it go?
Zoop, zoop. Makes that noise. It's science. 10-0 Northwestern at halftime over Wisconsin.
Football on BTN is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Find your agent at AutoOwners.com.
Campus of the University of Wisconsin. Snow last night. Nothing snow-wise or offense-wise for the Badgers in the first half. 10-0 Northwestern with the advantage. As we take a look at today's U.S. Cellular halftime stats, 143 yards to 50, but that negative 19 in rushing hasn't been seen in a long time.
Yeah, exactly right. And they're trying to find their legs here on a couple different levels. First of all, who's going to give him the yards? It looked like, they still want Corey Clement to be that guy. And Corey Clement, when he's had his opportunities, he's shown that. They just need more consistency out of him doing that. And, you're coming off of a surgery, so this kind of a wait and see thing, rather.
Let's check in downstairs with Lisa Byington. Lisa?
Kevin, first an injury update on the Wisconsin side. They lose sophomore cornerback Derry Tyndall for the rest of the game. He's out with a back injury. I also spoke to Wisconsin head coach Paul Chris and asked him about Joel Stavy and asked if he's having trouble gripping the ball. And he said on the one play where he was being examined, he said he just lost feeling, had a little bit of a stinger, but he thinks he's okay. As for Pat Fitzgerald, he's happy, obviously, with their defense and feels like they're winning what he calls the 6-inch war at the line. They are reacting better, getting positioning better after the snap versus Wisconsin offensive line. He is concerned, though, that Wisconsin was going and attacking their boundary side and their weak side. He said we have to be aware of that and prepared for that in the second half.
Well, he's got to be pleased with the pressure he's been able to put on from his ends along that defensive line. Lisa, the last time Wisconsin gave up 4 sacks in the first half, you've got to go all the way back to 2008 when Minnesota did it back in November of that year. And Northwestern's been able to get consistently to Stavy with Gibson and Lowry. They really haven't had to blitz to get those guys to the quarterback.
Yeah, they've been beating up that offensive line. He should be pleased with that 6-inch war inside because he's winning the line of scrimmage.
Short kickoff and a little bit of running room on that far side for Schuler, and Schuler down near the 35-yard line, and that's where Northwestern will start on offense. First down and 10 after the 22-yard return.
Well, we said at the start of the game, this team goes as Justin Jackson goes, and Justin Jackson goes as this offensive line goes. And so right now, this offensive line is having themselves a pretty good day.
87 yards rushing in that first half for Jackson. Northwestern with the 10-0 lead. And on first down, it's Jackson's 15th carry of the ball game, and Jackson down near the 38-yard line.
You know, one of the things that Dave Aranda, their defensive coordinator, wanted to handle was these double pulled guards and getting to the outside. Here's the key. You've got to be able to set the edge. And Vince Beagle does a nice job of setting the edge and setting it up to this second and long.
Thorson waiting, throwing, and completing the pass down to the 44-yard line. Mike McHugh about a half-yard shy of the first. Here's Jackson on third and short. He's got the first down at the 46. Bassi on the stop for Wisconsin, but Northwestern able to move the chains and get a new set of downs. That offensive line picking up where it left off, Matt, in that first half, finding room and creating room for Justin Jackson. Thorson on the roll on first down, and he throws it away.
Smart. Real smart. Good coverage down the field. He knows he's not going to get anything. Live for another down. Big deal. You go to 2nd and 10. I think Thorson's taken some strides here as this season's gone on. He's got better field awareness. He sees the field a little bit better. He's going to be a good player because his feet really his feet and his ability to run separate a lot of things.
Jackson on 2nd and 10. Showing that patience, and he gets into Badger territory at the 48. We talk about the patience of Clement, but one of the things we've seen develop with Justin Jackson is similar patience.
Yeah, and keep this in mind. You can only be patient when your offensive line is doing their job. If they're getting their rear ends handed to them, it doesn't do you any good to be patient. So he can thank those guys in front of him for doing a nice job.
See Olsen back in there. Remember, he limped off late in the first half. Back out there at right tackle.
Looks like they're going to little man. They haven't shown this. And a blitz.
3rd and 4. Pocket holds. Thorson scrambles. Throws on the run. The catch is made. McHugh once again right at the line to gain. It's a first down.
That is completely on the quarterback. Clayton Thorson buys the time, and he's accurate, and he sees him coming clean. This is really well done. A nice throw just over the fingertips of Beagle, but right where it's supposed to be in a first down. Well done.
Northwestern now 5 of 10 today on 3rd down, and on 1st down, another carry for Justin Jackson as we go downstairs once more to Lisa.
I spoke to Clayton Thorson this week, and when he got pulled last week against Purdue, he said, hey, look, that's the biggest reality check that you can have in terms of realizing I have to play better. And I realized I can only control what I can control. I can't try to win the game on one pass, but one thing I did realize is offensive coordinator Mick McCall and Pat Fitzgerald do have trust in me.
And that's just part of the learning curve for a freshman quarterback. As Jackson finds good yardage up the hash to the 37. Jack Sitchie on the stop, and Jackson over 100 yards now on the afternoon.
So getting back to Thorson, he in turn has to have confidence and faith and trust in the guys around him. You can't win it by yourself. You have to let everybody else do their jobs, and then you do yours. And when that happens, that nexus happens, that's when things are good, and they're good right now.
3rd down and 3 at the 37. Jackson once more, and he's down at the 35. 1 yard short, but is this 4-down territory at the 35-yard line?
Well, the way your defense has been playing, I would say yes. And you've been winning, as he calls, that 6-inch game inside. Prove it.
Looks like that's exactly what Pat Fitzgerald is going to ask his team to do. Dave Aranda going to try to figure out a way to counter it here on 4th and 1.
Well, they've been getting a little bit to the edge. Let's see if they see this pull. That could be a key right there. He's depth with this pull. See if he doesn't go to the left side.
Looking for
nice hit.
He won't get there. TJ Edwards leading the charge for the Badgers, who stoned Northwestern on 4th down.
That's called reading your keys.
You're off to a slow start, but you've got one of the nation's best defenses. Maybe that can be a spark for Wisconsin.
TJ Edwards made a great play. Very patient, did exactly textbook what he was supposed to do.
And now on 1st down after a defensive stop, here's Corey Clement, and Clement trying to get to the outside goes nowhere. Let's go back, though, to that big 4th down stand.
And so keep your eyes right here on TJ Edwards. This is what they're trying to do. They're trying to they're going to move this way, and they want you to flow fast, because they have Vitale coming back to lead. But watch Edwards. He stacks right here on the nose and is very patient. Watch this. Nice patience, no flow. Go make the play. That is outstanding for the young linebacker.
On 2nd down, Stabby over the middle. Jazz Peavy with a catch, and Peavy to the sideline. 1st down, Wisconsin.
The first key is they had protection. Stave's able to see the whole field, and Peavy on that crossing route, that takes time, so it has to develop. But here it comes, nice throw, and then Peavy does a nice job after getting a block on the outside there by Watt.
Stabby on 1st down to the air and looking deep, looking for Peavy. Jazz Peavy's got it inside the 10. 1st and goal, Wisconsin.
He got on the safety. That's exactly what you want. And again, Stabby has time to be able to throw, steps up in the pocket, takes advantage of it, and this is a really well thrown ball. You throw it to where only your guy has a chance to get it, and Peavy, that's money. Really well done. Watch him track. Great eye control. No, that's beautiful.
Igwebuike saved the touchdown for now. 1st and goal at the 6-yard line. Swing pass. Ogunbowale tripped up behind the line. Knifing in to make the play was Drew Smith, and it's 2nd and goal. Career-long catch for Jazz Peavy. 42 yards has set up Wisconsin. Knocking on the door. Down 10.
This is the area where you have to find 86. Erickson's the guy down here.
Motioning to the bottom of your screen. Fumagalli in motion on 2nd and goal. Clement the carry. Clement bouncing to the outside, cuts back, dives, and he's in for the touchdown.
That was vintage Corey Clement. That was designed to go the other way. His eyes took him to the back door. And then watch the effort to be able to break the plane. Yes. Well done. Ball has crossed and broken the plane before that forearm comes down. That's a great effort by Clement.
Gaglianone on for the extra point. A defensive stand. A big play. And a star running back returns to the end zone. A recipe for success for the Wisconsin Badgers as Corey Clement dodges, stiff arms, and dives for 6. The Badgers very much alive after the U.S. Cellular scoring drive puts them on the board for the first time today. Capped by the Clement touchdown, 5 plays, 64 yards. The 42-yard catch by Jazz Peavy, the big play, and then Corey Clement with the touchdown.
That touchdown run was experience.
Solomon Vault. Short kickoff at the 10-yard line. Vault outside the 25 and down near the 27-yard line. Let's go back to the Corey Clement touchdown.
Yeah, because this comes down to eyes. You've been there, done that. This is his read right here. And that's Anthony Walker. If Walker gets there too fast, he's got to bail. He's going to take away the inside. And so Walker has a great read, and boom, he takes it away. Now his eyes have to come backside. Fumagalli gets the block. Gibson comes inside. Here's his only guy he has to beat. And what does he do? Watch this. Stiff arm right to the face. He's in the end zone. That is really well done.
So it was the defense that got the initial spark going. Then the big play may have lit the fire. Clement scores, and now back for Northwestern and back to the ground. Justin Jackson gets 5 on first down. Darius Hillary on the stop.
I'll tell you, the one guy who's had his spark lit all day has been Justin Jackson. Justin Jackson has done an outstanding job with his eyes, patience, and his acceleration.
Much there as he gets to the 32. Joe Schobert on the stop. BTN's got you covered all week long as we get you up to speed on all things Big Ten and college football. BTN Live is with you at 6 Eastern. Then the entire football landscape is covered on Big Ten football and beyond.
Third down here.
Third and 4. Forson throws, finds Vitale, and Vitale is stopped right at the 36-yard line. That should be the first down. Michael Caputo hanging on for dear life, but move the chains. It's a first.
Caputo had the coverage. That was just a nice job, because those crossing routes take a while to develop. So that's a good job of that offensive line. Give Thorson some time.
Jackson on first down. Found a little teeny crease and got 3 to the 39. James and Schobert there.
You know, one of the things that Wisconsin has been able to do has been set the edge. They've not been able to get outside, but they've also won in the interior against Dave Aranda's defensive front, because that's where Jackson's been getting most of his stuff. He wants to get outside, but he's gone inside.
Pressure coming. Thorson rolls away, throwing on the run, and the pass incomplete. It was a delayed blitz from Jack Sitchie, who was trying to fight his way up the middle, that forced Thorson out of the pocket.
Yeah, they like to get him off point. They like to get him from inside that pocket and get him moved. So what they do, they've been bringing people up inside. He was lucky Hillary didn't have himself a pick there.
Third and 8. Wildcats 6 of 12 on third down. Vault motioning into the backfield. Play clock at 2 as Thorson gets the snap. Pressure coming backside, and he's buried. Vince Beagle pounds him back at the 29. First sack of the day for the Badgers, and they force another
time. Vince Beagle, very timely. Right guy to do it, right time. His versatility and his ability to be able to accelerate is what gets him that sack.
Erickson will clear out of the way. Fields the punt. Breaks about 3 tackles. Erickson breaking free. Alex Erickson on the run. Nobody's going to catch him. Wisconsin takes the lead.
I think this may come back. I think they may have said that he was down. The officials were talking down there, and now he's going to go talk to the referee. Although they did abandon the spot, so maybe not. Watch Erickson. Short-handed. No, he's never close to being down. I don't know what the discussion would be about, because let me tell you something. That is a thing of beauty right there.
Here's our referee who's going to tell us what's going on here.
The receiver gave an invalid fair catch signal. The ball will be placed at the spot of the reception. 1st and 10.
Wow.
Wisconsin.
We're going to have to look at that again if we can. I saw no signal of any kind made by Erickson.
Now keep in mind it's supposed to be up overhead from side to side, although anywhere they do. He's waving his arms to say stay away. That's what that is. That's a bad job by the officials. His arms are not raised. They're down low like you're taught to do. You're saying stay away, whatever the word is that they have. I don't like that.
Wow.
That is not even close to being an invalid fair catch signal. He has his hands down low like you're supposed to.
Well, you've got to be able to tell your teammates who are running the other way to get away from that ball. You have to be able to.
Yeah, look, he's right down here. Now watch his hands. They're going to go down low, not high at all. Saying stay away. I don't like that call.
10-7. And Stavy to run. Stavy picks up a couple, and this crowd, already restless with snow all around him in the stands, is downright angry now.
But once the call's made, it's over. So you have to move on. The fans can boo all they want, but you have to get back to the game on the field.
2nd down and 7. Stavy under pressure. Good catch made at the 30-yard line, and a nice move by George Rushing. And Rushing's got a 1st down to the 35-yard line. First down and 10 at the 35. Clement trying to find some room. Won't get there. Good support from Igwebuike. The ball comes out at the end of the play. Still loose on the field. And it's going to stay with the Badgers. Inside there was Austin Ramish, who came up with a loose ball.
Knee would have been, I couldn't see the whole thing, but it looked like his knee was close to being down there. No. That could have been that's a fumble. Not down.
3rd fumble today for Wisconsin. That ball's coming out.
It's out.
Loss of 7. 2nd and 17. Stavy looking to the sidelines. Jump ball. The pass is incomplete. McAvoy, the intended receiver. The pass juggled, and Van Hoos got the tip on it. Terrence Brown came over to try to scoop the interception, but didn't get there.
This is pretty close. Kudos trying to get to the thing. Oh, yeah, that's a good call. Good call by the official. Now you can control it if your hands get under and control it before, and it can still touch the ground. But no, that's a good call, and the official was right on it.
3rd and 17, and there was movement by Lowry along that Northwestern defensive line.
Offside. Defense, number 94. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So now 3rd and 12. 3:35 to go in the 3rd. Badgers had a punt return for a touchdown taken off the board on this possession by an invalid fair catch ruling. And now face a 3rd and 12 at their own 33. Stabby hit as he throws, fires incomplete. Boy, did Stabby take a pop from Odenabo as he got rid of that football. 4th down.
That's clean hit by Odenabo. Nice job of coming up inside. Stabby knew he was going to take it, and he stands in there to his credit. That's all clean.
So instead of a touchdown on a punt return and a lead, Northwestern's defense able to get the stop, and now Drew Meyer will punt to Miles Schuler. Schuler calling for the fair catch, and he makes it. They're not going to get over that one anytime soon. This crowd unhappy in Madison. Throwing hand of Joel Stabby being tended to on the Wisconsin sideline. Get an update as soon as one becomes available on Joel Stabby. Meanwhile, 1st down and 10 at the 34-yard line for Northwestern. Justin Jackson fights forward for a pair to the 36-yard line.
You know, Justin Jackson has been forced to go back inside, and I mentioned this earlier. This Wisconsin defense has done a pretty good job of defending the edge, and because of that, Jackson has to take his things back up inside. Now he's got over 100 yards, almost 87 of it in the 1st half, but the guy Schobert and Watt and Beagle, those 3 guys have been pretty darn good at maintaining the edge.
25th carry of the day for Jackson, and it goes nowhere. Connor Sheehy leading the middle of that Wisconsin defense. TJ Edwards in there as well.
So you got 3rd and long. 3rd and long. And what they have been doing has been spreading the field. And then this last time, Vince Beagle had himself a big sack, but Thorson's been able to use his feet to buy some time in these 3rd down situations.
6 for 13 on 3rd down today. It's Vitale now in the backfield.
Got one-on-one here down below.
Thorson's going to run.
There's the feet.
Trying to get some running room. Met at the 40 and stopped short. Dakota Dixon was the man out there who got the stop on Thorson, and Northwestern will have to punt it away.
Good coverage, and Thorson pulls it down and tries to use his feet before Dixon takes him out.
Alex Erickson back again. Last time he was back there, he thought he took it back for 6. Erickson calls for the fair catch. He bubbles it. The ball is out, and it's Northwestern football. Erickson came running up on that one, trying to field it. It caroms off his chest, and it'll belong to the Wildcats. Matthew Harris covers it up.
That just goes right through his arms. That's a muff all the way. Fumble and recovered by Harris.
3rd Wisconsin turnover. They fumbled 4 times, lost 2 of them, and the interception. And now Northwestern with a 3-point lead starting at the 30-yard line. Jackson cuts it upfield, and Jackson down near the 26-yard line, a 4-yard gain. Justin Jackson again. Down at the 23. 3rd and 3 for Northwestern.
Northwestern uses that bunch package pretty strategically. They'll have those 3 guys sometimes wider. All they're trying to do is to get an extra defender out of the box, and then they run to lesser numbers. It's good, smart football.
And that is going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter in Madison, Wisconsin. You know what that means? The 4th quarter is coming, and jump around is coming next in Madison. The final time to jump around at Camp Randall in the 2015 season. In Madison, Wisconsin, a Camp Randall tradition for the final time in 2015. It's time in Madison to jump around. Camp Randall Stadium in Madison, Wisconsin, as we begin the 4th quarter of play. Alongside Matt Millen with Lisa Byington on the field, I'm Kevin Kugler. A 10-7 lead for Northwestern, and the Wildcats on the move after a muffed punt by Alex Erickson. A big 3rd and 3 here at the 23.
Yeah, it looks like they're going man coverage. Middle of the field is wide open. Let's see what happens here with Thorson. Oh, I like this.
Thorson with time. Thorson incomplete. He wanted Vitale, and it was broken up by Tanner McAvoy.
McAvoy did an outstanding job of waiting for it. They're going to go back inside. McAvoy sat on it, and then that had a nice break to the outside. Watch how he sits on it. Great anticipation by Vitale on Vitale. That's called an arrow route. You beat that by anticipating it, and it was just really well done.
On for the field goal try, Jack Mitchell. A 40-yarder on its way. Mitchell's kick is wide to the right. It is no good. So it stays 10-7. Mitchell has missed 2 field goals today. And just a 3-point ball game as Wisconsin's defense gets a huge stop again.
Second one here in the second half. They stopped them on that big 4th down, and then they stop them here with this missed field goal by Mitchell.
All Chris knows now his team has a chance, down just 3, tons of time just underway in this 4th quarter. Stavi looking deep. Erickson is there, and he just overshot him at the 40-yard line.
Terrence Brown had a great jump on that from the middle of the field. And he feels Brown coming inside. You can see the little flinch there. That's a great job of playing center field.
And remember, Terrence Brown in today because Travion Henry is out with the upper body injury. 2nd and 10 for the Badgers at their 23. Dare Ogunbowale on the sweep and down at the 25-yard line. Basketball tonight on BTN. It's the Illini and Chattanooga in a hoops clash from Springfield, Illinois. Wednesday, the Badgers host Prairie View A&M. Coverage starts 8:30 Eastern on BTN tonight, presented by April Air on BTN and BTN to go. Seen some weird stuff happening in the first week of the basketball season. See if we get any weirdness tonight with the Illini and Chattanooga.
Yeah, forget about that. We got a football game going on. Right now, we got to get this Northwestern defense. They've got to generate that pass rush that they had in the first half.
3rd and 8. Stabby airing it deep, and it's incomplete. Peavy cut off his route. Erickson was the only guy out there, and the ball fell in between where both of them would have been had they kept going. So now 4th down.
And that looks like it was they weren't on the same page. I believe he wanted to throw it to Peavy. Peavy broke it off because it was thrown where he had a chance to get it.
Myers punt to Miles Schuler. Fair catch called for. A flag is down as well as Schuler fields near the 30-yard line.
Crowd doesn't like it that he put his hand over his head and waved it. They wanted it down low.
43 yards on the punt from Meyer. And we'll see about the flag here.
During the return, holding, return team number 24, 10-yard penalty. 1st down.
Clayton Thorson and Northwestern with a 3-point lead in the 4th quarter, trying to hang on in chilly Madison for their 9th win. We're going to show you that punt return that was taken away once again. You see at the bottom of your screen, Alex Erickson is the man returning or going to return the punt. The ruling is an invalid signal, any waving signal by a player of Team B. That's the article in the rule book. An invalid signal is any waving signal by a player of Team B. According to the ruling, Erickson's signal was an invalid signal which can be interpreted by a referee or an official as a fair catch.
Yeah, I'm going to call bull dirt on that one.
On 1st down, the run out near the 25-yard line for Justin Jackson.
Yeah, and here's the side judge is the guy who called it. The back judge was standing watching the whole thing. Now, obviously, they're watching it, and here's why I don't like it. Because a valid fair catch is over the head, side to side.
Yes.
And he clearly was down low with both hands. That was not a fair catch signal. Or an invalid one. That's what you're taught to do, to try to get guys away from it when it's like the ball's kind of loose.
Well, and it's not your fault as Alex Erickson or any player if someone coming interprets that as a fair catch when you're making the right motion. I mean, the only other way you could tell guys to get out of the way is to yell poison or something, and good luck getting that over the crowd.
They were yelling something anyway. There's all kinds of words that they yell. But it's always usually accompanied by doing that, like,
stay away.
Yeah. Anyway, we got a big 3rd down here.
3rd and 4. Thorson, good protection, and it is intercepted. No! Almost picked off. Sitchy had it. Caputo had a shot, and it's 4th down.
Thorson knew where he wanted to go too, because he had body position with the receiver, but Sitchy does a nice job of playing the middle of the field and just reading the eyeballs and getting his hand in, because that could have been a big play.
Erickson calls fair catch, makes the fair catch at the 32-yard line. One more look at the near deflection and almost interception by Wisconsin.
Football on BTN is brought to you by State Farm. It pays to double check. Talk to your agent today. And by Illinois Office of Tourism. Discover it all at enjoyillinois.com.
12:29 to go here in Madison. The Badgers with the football. Trailing by 3, 10-7. Corey Clement back in at running back for Wisconsin.
Playing in the zone.
Play action. Stavi on the roll. And it's Traylor with the catch down near the 40-yard line as we go down to Lisa Byington.
After the Wisconsin series, watching Joel Stavi, it's the first time I've really seen him frustrated. He hit the bench, and the coaching staff for Wisconsin came over to him and both Alex Erickson and said, hey, heads up, keep your eyes up, stay together. And they told Joel Stavi, go right back at Alex Erickson this series.
That's good stuff, Lise. That's exactly what they need to do. He's been the guy to move those chains.
Clement on 2nd and 3 falls forward for 1.5 yards, and it's 3rd and short for Wisconsin.
And so now you put Erickson in the slot, and what you're looking for is leverage from a defender. And what does that mean? Leverage means if I'm playing you outside, I'm taking my route to the inside. If I'm playing you outside, I'm bringing it back inside. And so here he is down here. So they have outside position, but you see 23, he's just motioning back to the safety.
On 3rd and 1.
There he is, he's open.
Stavi going to run, and he just gets the first down. Greg Kuhar on the stop, but Stavi able to get to the 44 and get a new set of downs for Wisconsin.
Nick Van Hoos was on the outside, so the leverage would have been to have a route back to the inside. A lot of times what they'll do is they'll give a guy like Erickson an option route. And the option is, however he's playing you, you take the other side. Both quarterback and receiver have to be on the same page to see that. Usually when you do that, you want to involve your safety because I'm taking something away. You have to take the other piece.
On 1st down, Stavi under pressure again, and Stavi is sacked. The ball is out. Stavi had it taken out of his hands, and it's going to be Northwestern football again. C.J. Robbins recovers the football, punching it out. Tyler Lancaster, Dean Lowry also providing the heat.
Well, Lowry starts it. He forces him to come up, and he has his jersey, and then Lancaster's the guy who knocks the ball out. Robbins is the guy who gets the fumble recovery, but this whole thing is made possible by Dean Lowry. Remember I said they had to get back to that pass rush they had in the first half? Well, Lowry brought it with him.
5th sack of the game, and the 5th Wisconsin fumble. Northwestern has taken it away 4 times total. And at the 37, Northwestern starts again in Wisconsin territory. Jackson down at the 36-yard line. Just a yard gain. Connor Sheehy on the stop.
Again, another nice job defensively of setting the edge, forcing him back inside. Jackson had a couple nice runs in the first half. In the second half, not as he hasn't been able to really get himself going.
Jackson down at the 34-yard line as we go to Chicago. Mike Hall is there with a Lexus Studio update.
Kev, offenses are struggling in Columbus, so if you get a mistake, take advantage. And there's a mistake by the Spartans, so the Buckeyes go to Jalen Marshall the next play. They're leading 14-7 in the 4th quarter, and all 14 points, Kev, have come off Spartan turnovers.
Boy, it sounds very similar to what's going on here.
Big down right here, Kev. This is a big down. Tighten the coverage. Looks like they're playing. They're not. They are. They're going to man. Here it is. Oh, nice coverage.
Force it on the roll, throwing it away. Didn't want to take the loss as he got to the sideline. He threw it away. The pressure coming from Dakota Dixon. And now 4th down. Now you've had a field goal kicker miss a pair today. You're at the 34-yard line. This would be about a 51-yard try. What do you do here? It looks like you're playing the field position game,
which
perhaps.
is what he should do. His defense is playing well. But on that third down for Wisconsin, great coverage. They went man-to-man. They locked it up. They had nowhere to go with the football. And Thorson smartly threw the ball away, sets up this punt.
Low snap to Nice Wander. Trying to pin Wisconsin deep, and it's batted back into play. What a play on special teams.
Harris.
Unbelievable. That's Matthew Harris, who came in there, batted it back into play, and it's down at the 3-yard line. A 31-yard punt worked perfectly. Harris the bat. Fitzpatrick the cover. Well, matchup with playoff implications. Unbeaten Oklahoma State matching up with Baylor. Good game. 7:30 Eastern tonight on Fox. From the 3-yard line on first down, Clement the carry, and Corey Clement may not even get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard back to the 2-yard line. Lowry and Smith were there.
Well, I'm going to say Dean Lowry has played an outstanding game here today. And he's been in on a lot of tackles. He's got some sacks. But the biggest piece of what he does is what he does to allow others to make a play. He's so strong at the point that he'll force things back inside and other guys clean it up. But he has been money here today.
Negative 16 rush yards for Wisconsin. Stavi to the air, and a nice catch by Jazz Peavy, just short of the first down at the 11-yard line. And we were talking earlier about Dean Lowry before this game, and a couple of things that you thought were awfully important about this guy.
Well, there's one thing, you know, I look at him, and you got to put him in the top of the class. Bosa's had a great year. Nassib's leading the nation in sacks. Dean Lowry's right there. Shalik Calhoun's a guy, Jihad Ward down in Illinois, but Lowry probably the most complete of all those guys. He plays really well.
Stavi over the middle, and it's intercepted. Anthony Walker's got it, and Walker gets it back for Northwestern again.
Now, I'm not going to say that's a poor throw by Stavi. I'm going to tell you that Anthony Walker played that exceptionally well. That's a great job of pass defense and reading the quarterback. And here he is right here, number 18, Anthony Walker. So you get back in your zone, and then your eyes go back to the quarterback. And Stave eyeballed it. Walker did the right thing in breaking on that. He was going to go to McAvoy, and it's a pick.
5th Wisconsin turnover, 3 fumbles lost, and now 2 interceptions. And again, amazingly, Northwestern starts in Wisconsin territory at the 20-yard line. Thorson on the keep, in trouble, and he's going to lose yardage. Joe Schobert the reason, back at the 24. And you cannot say enough about this Wisconsin defense. Time and time again, they've been put in tough situations, and they've answered the bell almost every time.
And we started the game off by saying these are the 2 guys that you're going to have to handle, Joe Schobert and Vince Beagle, and both those guys have been outstanding here today. That's a 12th tackle that Schobert's had, and he's going to need some more big plays.
2nd and 13 at the 23.
Ooh, he's one-on-one on the top side. See if he doesn't go up there. Nope.
Jackson the carry. Jackson in trouble, caught from behind.
Vince Beagle,
the other
right
guy.
There they are. Beagle can run. Beagle's got good length. They better hope he comes back for another year. He can. All right, now's the time. Now's the time when your best players make their best plays. These are the situations for each respective team.
0 for their last 5 on 3rd down. 3rd and 13. Only 7 points total for Northwestern off the 5 turnovers. Thorson over the middle, and it is caught inside the 10, down at the 9-yard line. Austin Carr with a first down.
That's a great job of protection by the offensive line. They're going to come with a blitz up inside. They took it away. Thorson saw it quickly. They're playing a zone behind. There's the hole. Boom. Right on the money.
First and goal at the 9. Jackson on the sweep, and Jackson gets a yard to the 8. Winding down. We had a good conversation the other day with Pat Fitzgerald about clock management. He sees 2:20 on the clock and no timeouts for the other team. He says we can run it out from there.
Exactly.
The reverse to Carr. Carr in all kinds of trouble. Carr losing big yardage.
Beagle in the middle of it. Beagle forced the whole thing. He read it perfectly. Here's the rule. Stay deep as the deepest when you're in pursuit. And so Beagle starts coming down and sees to the other side of the field that it's going to be that reverse. So he gets his depth. And that's the difference in the play.
Third and goal now back at the 15.
Thorson's feet are key right here.
And the feet on the offensive line moved early.
False start. Offense. Number 57. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
Matt Frazier costs 5 more. Loneliest guy in the world right there.
Wasn't me.
Third and goal at the 20.
Crossing routes. There it is, the pick.
Thorson incomplete. He wanted Christian Jones. Couldn't get it to him. And now fourth down, and here comes Jack Mitchell on for another field goal try. He's missed a pair today.
Even if he hits it here, even if it's 13, it's a one-score game. And the defense for Wisconsin bailed them out.
Again.
Yet again.
Again, just 7 points for Northwestern off 5 turnovers. 37-yard field goal try for Jack Mitchell. He made from 35. And the kick by Mitchell is good. So Mitchell's now made from 35 and 37. Northwestern leads at 13-7, but other than taking a tying field goal out of play, it doesn't change much for Wisconsin. They're still down by a score as Mitchell comes through, sneaking it in for 3. Pat Fitzgerald likes what he sees. Today's Dr. Pepper play of the game. And it's the play made a moment ago by Anthony Walker. The interception, the 5th turnover today for the Wisconsin Badgers. That's today's one-of-a-kind Dr. Pepper play of the game. There were several defensive choices that you could have made on both sides of the football today.
And I have a sneaky feeling that the Dr. Pepper play of the game has yet to happen yet. It might be coming in this last 4 minutes.
Low kickoff at the 15-yard line. Looking for a little running room and finding the running room. Alec Ingold then tripped up at the 35-yard line. We're going to close out the regular season with rivalry weekend next Saturday at noon. Purdue takes on Indiana for the Old Oak and Bucket. Others will see Maryland with Rutgers. Then we'll cap off the day at 3:30. These Badgers hit the road to take on Minnesota. Paul Bunyan's X on the line. A bowl bid on the line for Minnesota. Coverage starts noon Eastern next Saturday on BTN and BTN to go. So Joel Stabby needs to march Wisconsin 65 yards to try to take the lead. Stabby steps away from pressure, throwing over the middle. He's got his tight end Fumagalli, and Fumagalli down to the Northwestern 30-yard line.
Flag on the play. That may be coming back.
And a hold looks like the initial indication. Bring it back.
Holding. Offense. Number 61. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Tyler Merritt's the left tackle.
It negates a great play. You can see him. He's right in front of you. And that's a good call. That's a good call.
Deontay Gibson, who's been living in the backfield with Dean Lowry today.
Gibson took that hard inside move, and Merritt's got his right hand across him, across his chest. That's a good call.
Clock running, 3:25 to play. Badgers have had no run game today. The sacks have hurt. Stabby to the air, to the sidelines, incomplete.
It looked like he got maybe hit from the backside or something. Maybe ball didn't come out very well. Now he's 2nd and 20. This is four down territory. Yeah, it looked like his left hand hit him on the front side. Regardless, you got 3 more downs to get your 20 yards. You don't have to get it all back at once.
Stabby's 14 of 24, 150 yards, 2 interceptions. 2nd and 20. Stabby to Peavy. And Peavy on the cross, turned back at the 30-yard line by Nate Hall. So now 3rd and 15 as we slide under 3 minutes to play.
And you're still good. Again, you don't have to get the whole thing back. Just get about 10 yards here, and you're fine. You're going to have to play your 4th down. That's okay. Just make it 4th and manageable.
They still have all 3 timeouts, too. And the way their defense is played, a punt is still a possibility if you don't get any yardage. 3rd down. Stabby jumps it incomplete. Near midfield, the closest receiver was Alex Erickson. And now 4th down, and looks like they're going to run the punt team on the field.
And they're going to get, yeah, I personally, I don't, well, 4th and 14, they're going to have to do this. They have to do it. But
a 1st down for Northwestern, and Pat Fitzgerald, to our conversation the other day, will be able to run the clock out if they can get a 1st down.
Well, they do have the timeout, so they can take them, so that'll stop it.
They're letting more time run off by letting it roll. Wasted about 4 seconds there while that rolled inside the 25 to the 22. There's a flag down on the field. We'll take a timeout. So here we go with 2:15 to play in the 4th. Northwestern a 13-7 lead. Wildcats facing a Wisconsin defense with all 3 timeouts left. Justin Jackson has 136 yards rushing today, and he gets the carry on 1st down, and Jackson is going to go nowhere. In fact, he'll lose a yard to the 21, and there's timeout number 1 utilized by Wisconsin. A quick 30-second timeout for us as well. 2nd down and 11. 2 timeouts remaining for Wisconsin. They need to stop. They need to get the ball back. Down 6.
And Northwestern has done everything they had to do in this game to put themselves in this position. They need a 1st down.
2nd and 11. Jackson again. Good cutback down at the 25, and there's timeout number 2 used by Wisconsin. Another 30-second timeout for us as well. 3rd down and 7, and if a 1st down is gained here by Northwestern, that's likely going to do it in this ball game.
So if you are Wisconsin right here, you've got to keep your eyes on Thorson with a quarterback keeper.
3rd and 7. There it is. Thorson on the keep. Not going to get the 1st down. Vince Beagle was there to stop him short. And the final timeout is used by Wisconsin. 1:59 to go. The Badgers' final drive begins in 30 seconds. Kevin Kugler, Matt Miller, and Lisa Byington back in Madison. 4th down. Wisconsin now out of timeouts, but the defense did its job again, Matt. They got the stop, and now it's going to go back to Wisconsin. No timeouts, down 6.
Well, you should tell Erickson, Don't move your arms at all. Catch the ball and run.
Erickson makes the same signal as he did before, but this time backs completely away from it. Made the same signal as the punt that was interpreted as a fair catch before.
That's what he's instructed to do.
This is the one that earlier was called a fair catch. He does the exact same thing, picks it up and runs it for a touchdown, which, as you might be aware, based on the score on the scoreboard, is a rather big call that was brought back. It was ruled at the time an invalid fair catch, and so they negated the 66-yard return.
Well, all that stuff is meaningless. All that matters is the next 147. Play your best football now if you're on either side.
On first down, Stavi. Over the middle, the pass is incomplete. Slipped through the hands of Fumagalli. Let's take a look at today's Duluth Trading hardest working player. This seemed like a no-brainer to make him the hardest working player.
And even, you know, what he really does doesn't show up in the stats. He makes other guys around him better by the way he plays his game. He does his job perfectly. He's played a heck of a game here today.
Second down and 10 at the 26. Stavi over the middle, first down. Tanner McAvoy with the catch.
Stops the clock. Got to get lined up. He's got to work. Doesn't have to work the sideline. Can use the whole clock. I mean the whole field rather. But he's got to hurry. Ball's got to be snapped.
At the 44, first down. Three-man rush for Northwestern. Throws it short. Ogunbowale trying to get to the sideline. He is not going to get there. He is still in bounds. The clock continues to run. Walker on the tackle.
Get a call in. He's still good.
1 minute to play. Stavi to the air to Peavy. Breaks a tackle down the sideline and out of bounds.
The pass rushers are tired. Offensive line is right now, they're in control. So coverage now becomes the bigger piece of the puzzle. All you have to do is keep them out of the end zone, so you keep things in front of them. What are they doing? They're going to play a zone here.
From the 35, first down. Stavi floating it over the middle for Fumagalli, and it's broken up, incomplete. What a defensive play by Nate Hall, who got a hand in there and was able to rip it out of the hands of Troy Fumagalli.
Yeah, that's great defense. Running with him the whole time. You look when he looks. When his eyes get big, you make it difficult for him, which is what he does. And that's a great defensive play. Puts his hand up and rakes through Hall. That's outstanding.
47 seconds to go. Wisconsin needs a touchdown to pull out a win on Senior Day. Stavi over the middle, catch by McAvoy, first down. Clock will stop with the first down. 41 seconds to go. Wisconsin on the move.
He's got to make this call quick. This thing needs to get off by 38 seconds, and it doesn't.
First down at the 23. Stavi, good protection again over the middle. Fumagalli, he's got it! Touchdown, Wisconsin!
I don't know if he's in all the way. They're going to have to look at that. They call it 6. Let's look at it. Great throw by Stavi. There's the catch. Knee is down. That is coming back to the 1-yard line. There's the difference right there. It's a great job by our camera crew to be able to get that.
What a look. What a throw by Stavi.
Great
to
throw.
find Fumagalli.
Great throw and also great protection. He stayed in the middle of that pocket, and that ball was the only place it could be because the coverage was there. No, that's no score. That is, the ball should be right on about the three-quarter line. There's the catch. There's the knee right here. Right here. Regardless, they put themselves in a position with 28 seconds to go ahead and at the very least, tie it up.
And they're going to do two things while they're reviewing this. They're going to make sure they get the spot right, and they're going to make sure the clock is right. Correct. As well.
And to further review, the receiver was down at the 1-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal.
Remember Michigan, Minnesota a couple of weeks ago. This clock's going to start running.
31 on the game clock.
They need to, now they have plenty of time. They're going back to 31 seconds. They're back to 31. Everybody needs to be ready. Yes, you can run the ball here, but because you'll have more than enough time.
Stavi will throw. Pressure coming. Hit. Throws. Caught. Peavy. Touchdown. Jazz. Peavy in the back corner for 6.
That's a great play call. That's a great play call, and Stave did a phenomenal job to put it right where it had to be. That's under pressure. Peavy beats his man. He leveraged him. It's like we were talking about. Stay on that inside hip if you're the defender. Throw it where he ain't.
Ball moving a little bit there at the end.
There's the catch. He took a couple steps. There's the catch. Both feet are down. He's in the end zone. He's still up.
Watch the roll here. The little movement that you see caught in there with the legs.
There's some movement.
But he didn't ever lose it.
Yeah, they have to maintain control all the way through. So that's what they'd be looking at.
First career touchdown, if it stands, for Peavy.
That's a heck of a throw by Stave. He's under pressure, and he puts it right where it had to be.
We're watching to see if it's moving between the legs as he rolls out the art of completing the catch. Here's the ruling.
He's got a bad look review.
The receiver did not complete the process of the catch. And 2nd down at the 1-yard line.
And here come the snowballs. Wow.
You know what? It's the right call. He has to maintain control all the way through. He has it there. He doesn't have it there. And that's why they made that call. And the officials are right on. Now, here's the good news. Look back up here. You still have 24 seconds. 24 seconds and 3 downs to make this thing. And still, a run is still not out of the realm of possibility here. I wouldn't run it here, though. You'd have to throw here. If you're going to do it, keep the run-pass option till the 4th down.
2nd and goal. Stave again under pressure. Stave is sacked. The clock running.
Gotta hurry. It's gotta hurry.
Gibson with the sack. 10 seconds and counting.
Gotta hurry. It's gotta go to the end zone now. It's too late.
Snowballs flying in. Stave limping away. If Stave is hurt, that's it.
It's done.
They will run 10 seconds off. They have no timeouts remaining.
Why did they stop the clock? If they're making a medical thing for him to get out.
They're going to bring Tanner McAvoy in, it looks like. And here comes Bart Houston.
With 6 seconds? Hold on a second. this is going to end poorly for Wisconsin.
Rule in the field was an incomplete pass.
Okay.
There you go.
There you go. There's your answer. So now they moved the ball back to where it was.
Timeout, Northwestern.
So Northwestern will take a timeout. If the ruling on the field is an incomplete pass,
then it
needs to be back up near the 1-yard line.
Exactly.
Which I'm sure is being discussed right now on the
By the way,
Northwestern
did you
sideline.
see a ball thrown? Did you see a ball thrown anywhere? No, you can't take the sack. He's got to get rid of that ball.
It's not an incomplete pass.
That is not an incomplete pass. That's ridiculous. That's a sack.
How is that an incomplete pass?
What the?
We didn't hear things right. He did say the ruling on the field is an incomplete pass.
Unless he...
Well, the clock should have continued to run then.
Yes.
And the game should either be over or...
Where was there an incomplete pass? What am I missing?
There. The ball never left his hands.
Maybe...
The clock stopping
and why
here
is the clock
inexplicable.
And why is the ball still there if it was an incomplete pass?
Here we go. Maybe we're going to hear something else here. This is the play in real time. So it continues to run. If this is allegedly an incomplete pass, then the clock should be reset to about 17 seconds.
It can't. And the ball needs to be back on the 1-yard line.
Oh, he spiked it right there.
Oh, that was the spike.
It was spiked by Ogunbowale.
Okay, got it.
So now this is it.
Now I understand it.
Now it's 4th down.
Timeout, Northwestern. Second and a half. A 30-second charge timeout.
There was the piece that we were missing. Ogunbowale came in and spiked it.
So Ogunbowale gets under center and spikes it.
That's very smart by
I was
Ogunbowale.
watching Stavi limp to the sidelines, and Ogunbowale spikes it. What a play.
Actually, he's lucky that Stave is moving backwards. But if he was moving forward as long as he's moving backwards when the thing was snapped, it's not motion. So Ogunbowale has great, okay, so he stops.
That looked like...
Oh, that should have been motion. That should have been illegal motion moving towards the line of scrimmage.
Great play by Ogunbowale. I was watching Stavi and didn't even notice Ogunbowale spike it. That's a heads-up play, but it's now 4th and goal, and you're bringing Bart Houston off the bench.
Don't worry about it. You only have to make one completion. That's
one throw for the game. Houston throwing for the end zone. It is incomplete, and Northwestern is going to win it in Madison.
2 seconds, but downs.
What an odd, chaotic, and wild finish.
That's good defense. That's a good non-call. Matthew Harrison on top of that coverage. That's the game.
What a way to lose at home on Senior Day, and what a way to win on the road for Northwestern.
Wisconsin lost it 3 times today.
Man, oh man. 13-7 Northwestern gets the victory. Let's go downstairs to Lisa Byington.
Pat Fitzgerald, describe what you saw in that final sequence from your defense.
You know, you talk about make them take another snap. Incredibly proud of our guys. We had so many that had to step up today, and you know, it wasn't pretty all the time, but we got the job done, and just incredibly proud, especially for our seniors. And I don't know who just won. What just happened?
What did it take to win a football game like this?
Just keep fighting. Just keep fighting. Just keep battling. It's hard to win on the road in the Big Ten. It's hard to win football games, period, and just so incredibly proud of our young men's resilience. Couldn't be more proud of them here on Thanksgiving week. Incredibly thankful for them and their families.
How did your defense make it so tough on Wisconsin's offense?
Well,
tonight?
fundamentally pretty sound, and then we gave up some plays, you know, that we shouldn't give up at the end of the game, which is disappointing, but we got to stop when we needed it.
One of the difference was Alex Erickson took one back, and then it was called back. What were you told on that play by the officials?
He waved hot, and once he does that, the play's done, and I was going to challenge it, but they called the right call, so.
All right, well, thank you for the time.
Thanks. Happy Thanksgiving. Go Cats.
We're going to take a timeout. A weird, wild, and crazy finish. Northwestern wins it on the road.